My name is Harvey Matthews, and I'm a 32-year-old accountant who just achieved what I've been dreaming about for years, buying my first house. A modest 2-bedroom in the suburbs of Chicago with just enough space to call my own. The white picket fence might be a cliché, but to me, it's a symbol of everything I've worked for. The moving boxes were still scattered across the living room when my phone buzzed. Mom's voice crackled through the speaker, predictably more interested in my sister than in my recent accomplishment. So, Olivia tells me she's up for a promotion at her marketing firm. Isn't that exciting? I gripped the cardboard box tighter. I just bought a house, Mom. Remember? A brief pause. Oh yes, that's nice, Harvey. But tell me more about Olivia's potential raise. The familiar sting of comparison settled in my chest. It wasn't new. Throughout our lives, Olivia had always been the golden child. Top grades, perfect career, seemingly endless parental admiration. My achievements always felt like footnotes in her grand narrative. The doorbell rang, providing a welcome interruption. Laura, our family's longtime friend, stood on the porch with a homemade casserole. Thought you might need some home cooking during the move, Laura said, stepping inside. Her eyes scanned the half-unpacked room. Quite the project you've got here. Just getting started, I responded, clearing some space on the kitchen counter. Laura had known our family for decades. She'd watched Olivia and me grow up, witnessed the subtle dynamics that shaped our family interactions. I'd always appreciated her ability to listen without judgment. Your mentor Richard called earlier, she mentioned casually. Said he wanted to congratulate you on the house purchase. Richard had been more than just a professional mentor. He'd been a guiding force in my accounting career, someone who saw potential where others saw merely average performance. Later that evening, I sat on my new living room floor, surrounded by boxes, reflecting on the day's conversations. The house felt both exciting and slightly overwhelming. My phone buzzed again, this time a text from Olivia. Heard you bought a place. About time you settled down. Dad and I were just discussing how you might finally be growing up. The message captured everything. The subtle condescension, the implied comparison. Even in congratulations, there was always an undertone of superiority. I dialed Richard's number. Harvey, congratulations on the house, Richard answered warmly. Thanks, I replied. Just trying to carve out my own space in the world. Richard chuckled. One spreadsheet and one mortgage at a time, right? The conversation drifted to work, to potential career advancements. Unlike my family interactions, this felt genuine. Richard saw me, not as a comparison point, but as an individual with potential. As night fell, the house creaked and settled, my first night in my own space. A small victory in a life constantly measured against my sister's achievements. The coffee shop buzzed with mid-morning chatter when Laura slid a manila folder across the table. Her fingers tapped nervously against the worn leather of her briefcase. You need to look at this carefully, she whispered. Unfolding the documents, Harvey noticed inconsistencies immediately. Financial records from his family's business showed subtle alterations, numbers slightly shifted, dates manipulated. His accounting expertise caught what most would miss. It looks like someone's been cooking the books, Harvey muttered. Laura leaned closer. I've known your family for years. This isn't just a simple mistake. His phone vibrated. Richard's name flashed on the screen. Meet me at my office, Richard said without greeting. We need to discuss what you've found. The downtown law firm felt sterile and professional. Mr. Thompson, a gray-haired legal consultant, spread the documents across his massive mahogany desk. These modifications could constitute financial fraud, Mr. Thompson explained. Whoever did this was careful, but not careful enough. Harvey felt a strange mix of anger and disbelief. The manipulated documents implicated his father's construction company, a business Olivia had been increasingly involved with recently. Your sister's been pushing for some major contracts, Richard added, his tone calculated. And these documents suggest someone's been creating artificial profit margins. The implications hung heavy in the room. Harvey wasn't just discovering financial discrepancies. He was uncovering a potential systemic problem within his own family's business. Mr. Thompson pulled out a legal pad. We have several options. We can initiate a quiet internal investigation, report to regulatory bodies, or confront the family directly. Richard intercepted. The risk of family fallout is significant. Olivia won't take this lightly. Harvey remembered countless family dinners where Olivia would boast about her innovative business strategies, her connections, her influence. I want a comprehensive audit, Harvey declared. Every single transaction from the past 3 years. Laura placed her hand on Harvey's shoulder. Are you prepared for the consequences? This could destroy family relationships. The weight of potential betrayal pressed against Harvey's chest. His sister, whom his parents had always praised, might be at the center of a potentially illegal scheme. Mr. Thompson cleared his throat. Documentation is key. We'll need solid evidence before making any moves. Richard nodded. And discretion. The moment this leaks, everything becomes complicated. Harvey stared at the documents. Numbers that once represented his family's legacy now felt like a web of calculated deception. The pristine image of his sister's success was crumbling, revealing something far more complex beneath the surface. I want the truth, Harvey said quietly, no matter where it leads. The state regulatory office's fluorescent lights cast a harsh glow on Harvey's carefully prepared documentation. Special Agent Martinez thumbed through the pages, her expression professionally neutral. These are serious allegations, she said, spreading the documents across her desk. Harvey leaned forward. I'm not making this lightly. My family's construction company has been manipulating financial records for years. Richard stood beside him, a silent pillar of professional support. His presence alone seemed to add credibility to Harvey's claims. We'll need complete access to your family's financial records, Agent Martinez declared. Every single transaction, every contract. The initial investigation moved quickly. Within days, subpoenas were issued. Harvey's parents were notified through official channels. No family dinner conversation, no private discussions. Just cold, legal documentation. Laura arrived at Harvey's house that evening, bringing takeout and a concerned expression. Your father called me, she said, setting down the Chinese food. He's furious. I expected nothing less, Harvey responded, opening a beer. Her next words carried weight. The community's starting to talk. Some of your father's business associates are asking questions. A text from Olivia buzzed on Harvey's phone. Deliberately provocative. You're destroying everything we've built. Mom and Dad are devastated. Richard reviewed the incoming information from Agent Martinez. The property documentation reveals multiple instances of zoning violations. This goes deeper than financial manipulation. Community meetings began to buzz. Local contractors, suppliers, municipal officials, all started connecting dots. Harvey's actions were exposing a network of potential corruption that extended far beyond his family's immediate business. You're a whistleblower, Laura said. Do you understand the weight of that? Harvey stared out the window. Someone has to stand up. If not me, then who? Richard pulled out additional documentation. We've uncovered discrepancies in property acquisitions. Your father's company has been circumventing environmental regulations, acquiring land through questionable means. The implications were massive. This wasn't just about financial fraud anymore. It was about systematic environmental and legal violations. Agent Martinez's next communication was direct. We're expanding the investigation. Your initial documentation has exposed a much larger problem. Olivia's subsequent call was less confrontational, more calculated. We can still fix this. Family comes first. Harvey knew exactly what she meant. A hushed conversation, a negotiated silence, protecting the family's reputation. No, he responded firmly. Not this time. The structural changes were just beginning. What started as a personal investigation was now a full-scale examination of systemic corruption. Harvey had become more than just a whistleblower. He was a catalyst for community-wide transformation. Laura squeezed his shoulder. Are you ready for what comes next? Harvey's response was unwavering. Absolutely. The courtroom felt suffocating. Harvey's family sat on the opposite side. Olivia in her tailored suit, Dad with his trademark scowl, Mom dabbing her eyes dramatically. Mr. Thompson approached the witness stand. The evidence is clear. Multiple counts of financial fraud, environmental regulation violations, and systematic misrepresentation of business records. Olivia leaned over, whispering to their father. Her perfectly manicured fingers gripped his arm, a calculated gesture of family solidarity. The judge's gavel brought sharp silence. Substantial fines would be levied. The family construction company would be restructured. Certain executives, including Harvey's father, faced potential criminal charges. Outside the courthouse, Richard broke the tension. You did the right thing. This isn't just about one family. It's about accountability. Harvey's phone buzzed. A text from Laura. Lunch? You look like you need to talk. The downtown cafe provided neutral ground. Laura ordered coffee, watching Harvey carefully. Your family won't forgive you easily, she said. I'm done seeking their forgiveness, Harvey responded. I'm seeking justice. Richard joined them midway through the conversation. I've got good news. Your whistleblower status has caught attention. Several firms are interested in bringing you on as a forensic accountant. Olivia's subsequent voicemail dripped with controlled rage. You've destroyed everything. Our reputation, our business, everything Dad worked for. Harvey deleted the message without responding. Laura pushed a folder across the table. Job offers, real opportunities, not the nepotism-driven positions your family used to hand out. 3 major accounting firms had reached out. Each offer represented more than just a job. They represented validation, recognition of Harvey's integrity. I'm considering the Thompson & Wells offer, Harvey mentioned. They specialize in corporate accountability investigations. Richard nodded approvingly. Perfect fit. You're turning this experience into professional growth. The community response surprised Harvey. Local business owners, contractors who'd been silenced by his father's network, started reaching out. Support came from unexpected places. A local newspaper ran a feature. Local accountant exposes systemic corruption, a hero's journey. Harvey's new apartment reflected his transformation. Minimalist, clean, no traces of his previous life. Each piece carefully selected, representing his newfound independence. Laura helped him hang artwork. You're building something entirely new, on your own terms. The phone rang. An unknown number. Harvey Matthews? Speaking. This is Senator Williams. We'd like to discuss your recent investigations. Another door opening. Another opportunity emerging from the rubble of his past. Harvey looked around his new space. Boundaries established. Integrity intact. A new foundation. Entirely his own. Have you ever been forced to choose between family loyalty and personal integrity? Would you expose your own family's illegal actions if it meant destroying everything they've built? In my story, I chose to blow the whistle on my family's corrupt business practices, sacrificing relationships and facing total family rejection. But I stood by my principles. What would you do? If this story hit hard, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. More real-life drama and tough decisions coming your way.